students. So today we are going to start with the chapter decimals. In the last chapter you've already studied about fractions, and here we are going to learn the concept of decimals. So now what are decimals? For that I have taken a fraction 1 by 2. So if you see this fraction, you can see that the numerator here is less than the denominator. That is, we are going to divide 1 by 2. But since the numerator is less than the denominator, it will become difficult for us to do that. So what we have done, we have put one point here. So by putting this point, we are carrying 0 with 1. So it has made our dividend as 10 and the divisor is 2. So now you can do 2 5s are 10 and that will give you 0.5 as your answer. That is, we have converted 1 by 2 into a decimal number, that is 0.5. Now if you see the decimal number here 0.5, you can see that this decimal number has been divided into two parts. That is, the part which is on the left side, that is 0, is known as the whole number part, and the part which is on the right side of the decimal, that is 5, is known as the decimal part, and this point is known as the decimal. Let's take another example, 23.135. So if you see, there are again two parts of a decimal number. First we have on the left side of the decimal, that is 23. So 23 is the whole number part, and on the right side we have 135, which is the decimal part of the decimal number, and this is known as the point or decimal. And how do we read it? We read it as 23.135. Now why are we saying it 23.135? Let's see the place values for that. Now if you see this number 723.135, now we are reading it as 723. Now you've already been aware of the place values of 723. When we call it 700, that means 7 is at the hundredths place, 2 at the tens place, 3 at the ones place, and this point is known as the decimal. Now let's talk about the digits which are written on the right side. That is 1 is at the tenths place, that is 1 upon 10. Then we have 3 at the hundredths place, that is 3 upon 100. Then 5 at the thousandths place, that is 5 upon 1000. After the decimal number, we do not have any ones place. The places starts with tenth, hundredth, thousandth, and so on. Now expanded form. See the number written here. We have 723.135. Now when we are going to expand it, we'll write it as 700. So 7 into 100, 20, that is 2 into 10. 3 at ones place, so 3 into 1. Plus 1 is at the 10th place. So we are going to write it as 1 into 1 by 10. 3 at the 100th place, so it will be 3 into 1 by 100, and 5 at the 1000th place, so it will be 5 into 1 upon 1000. Now equivalent decimals. Now see the numbers written here. If you see all these numbers, you can see that they have the same value. We have 12.6, 12.60, 12.600. The number of decimal places here are different. Here we have 1, here 2, and here 3 decimal places. But if we are going to see their values, they all have the same value, that is 12.6. So all the decimal numbers which have the same value are equivalent decimals. Now let's take another example, that is 6.3 and 6.03. Now can I say that these two numbers are equivalent decimals? No. Why? The reason is, in the first decimal number, that is 6.3, 3 is at the 10th place, whereas in 6.03 we have 3 at the 100th place. Now like decimals, Now see the numbers written here. We have 1.73, 12.05, 731.22 and 0.45. Now if you see the decimal places here, they all have 2 decimal places. So all those decimal numbers which have the same decimal places, that is, if the number of digits after the point are same, such numbers are like decimals. Now let's take this example 35.4 and 32.61. Clearly we can see that these two numbers are unlike decimals, that is, they are not like decimals. But we can convert these unlike decimals into like decimals. How? Can I write 35.4 as 35.40? Yes, we can. And here 32.61. Now we have 2 places here, and here also we have 2 decimal places, so they have now become like decimals. Unlike I have already explained. Now see 27.4, 4.51, 70.431. In all the 3 cases we have different decimal places. Here we have 1, here we have 2 and 3 in this case. So clearly they are unlike decimals, but we can convert them into like decimals. Now the number of decimal places are higher here, that is 3 decimal places, so we can write this as 27.400, 4.51 as 4.510 and 70.431 as it is. Now they all have 3 decimal places, that is, we have converted these unlike decimals into like decimals. Now coming to the exercise 4.1, question number 1, you have to find the sum of the given numbers. So the given number is 14.325 and 593.5. Now how we are going to write these numbers? We have written 14.325. Now for writing the other number, make sure that this decimal should come just below the first decimal. That is, these decimal should lined up. So we have written 14.325, then you will write this decimal. Now see the numbers on the left side, we have 593. So we have written 395 and the number on the right is 5. So we have written just after the decimal 5. And the places which are being left emptied, we have written 0 there. Now we are going to add them. 5 plus 0 is 5, 2 plus 0 2, 5 plus 3 is 8, 4 plus 3 is 7, 9 plus 1 10 and 5 plus 1 6. Now see the next one, F part 4.5. So we have written 4.5. Then we have 9.57. We'll write point here and 9 on the left and 5 7 on the right. Then again 3.518 decimal here. Then before the decimal we have 3, we have written 3, and after the decimal we have 518 and the places which are being left empty, we have written 0 on that place. So by adding them we get 17.588 as our answer. Question number 2, here we have to find the difference. So the first number is 515.02 and the other number was 12.468. So we have just put decimal so that both the decimals get lined up, and number on the left is 12, so we have written 21, and number on the right is 468. Now since this was empty place, so we have written 0 here. So we are going to subtract them now. 10 minus 8 is 2, 11 minus 6 is 5, 9 minus 4 is 5, 4 minus 2 is 2, 1 minus 1 0 and 5. Now see the next part, F 125 minus 18.132. If you see this first number, we do not have any decimal place, but on the second number we have 3 decimal places. So how we are going to write this first number? We'll write it as 125.000. Why 3 times 0? Because on the other number we have 3 decimal places. Then this decimal here, on the left we have 18, so we have write 18, and on the right we have 132, so we have written 132. So when you're going to subtract it, your answer will be 106.868. Now question number 3, we have simplification. So in the simplification we have 34.2 minus 28.639 plus 9.057. Now we have done this question in 2 steps, step 1 and step 2. In the first step I have added the positive numbers. Positive numbers were 34.2 and 9.057. So by adding them we get 43.257. Then in the second step we are going to subtract 28.639 from this sum. So we have written 43.257 minus 28.639. So our answer is 14.618. Now coming to question number 4. We are given that the sum of two numbers is 15.84. Sum means when the two numbers get added we have 15.84, and one number out of 2 is given to you, that is 8.4. We have to find the other number. How will you find it? When you will subtract one number from the sum of two numbers, you will get the second number. So this is your second number, that is 7.44. Now question number 6. Now the quantity of salt was given to you as 35.80 kgs. And weight of the empty bag was 0.825 kgs. We have to find the weight of a bag with salt. So what we have to do, we'll add the quantity of salt with the weight of a bag. We'll get the weight of a bag with salt. So when we have added, the weight of a bag with the salt is 36.625 kgs. Now multiplication of decimal numbers. Now we have written 6.175 into 100. Now always remember, when we are multiplying a decimal number by 100, we have to move our decimal, that is the point, towards the right. But how many places do we have to move our decimal? How do we know that? Now look here, we have 2 zeros here. So we are going to move our decimal to places. That is, we have 6.175. So 2 places will jump after 1, 7, and we are going to put our decimal after 7. That will make it 617.5. Now the another one, 22.03 into 10,000. So we have how many zeros here? 4 zeros, but the places after the decimal is only 2. So you're going to put 2 zeros after this, which will make 4 places. So that will be 22.03 into 10,000 will be 220300. That is 220300. Now coming to the exercise, we have question number 1. 12.46 into 10. We have 1 0 here, so we are going to move only one place, that is after 4 we are going to put our decimal. That will be 124.6. Then 125.47, that into 100 we have to move 2 places only. Then we have 7 after the decimal, so you're going to write your decimal after 7. You can write here 12547, or you can also write 12547.0. Then next, 28.6 into 1000. That is 3 places we have to move our decimal, so we can write 28. Start moving your decimal, 1, 2, 3. So you're going to put 2 zeros as well. So that will make it 28,600. Question number 2. Here we are multiplying the decimal numbers by 15. That is 0.8 by 15. So 15 into 8 is 120. But we have decimal also. How many places are there after the decimal? It is only 1. So we are going to count our decimal place. That is 1. 120 है, तो 0 के बाद में you are going to put 1 decimal. D part, we have 25,062 into 11. So when you have multiplied 25,062 by 11, you get 275,682, and we have 3 decimal places after the point. So count the numbers 1, 2 and 3 and put the decimal here. Now question number 3. Here we have to find the product of two decimal numbers, that is 721.59 into 814.46. So when we have multiplied the two numbers, we get 5877061914, and count the number of decimal places. Here we have 2, here we have 2, that will make 4. So you're going to put the decimal, count the numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4. So your answer is 587706.1914. D part, we have 0.00058 into 11.02. Now this is another way of doing it. What I have done is, we have written 58, count the number of decimals here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have written 1 lakh in the denominator into 1102 upon 100, because we have 500, because we have 2 decimal places after the point. So it makes 58 into 1102 upon, how many zeros do we have now? 7 zeros. Alright, that is 1 crore. So when you have multiplied 1102 by 58, you get 63916. But we have 7 zeros that we also have to put. So put the decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, that is we have put 2 zeros also, that makes all 7 decimal places. So answer is 0.0063916. Now question number 4. We are given cost of 1 tin as rupees 35.45, and we have to find the cost of 5 such tins. 1 tin की हमें cost पता है. Can we find the cost of 5 tins? Yes, we can. How? We are going to multiply 35.45 rupees by 5. So your answer is 177.25. Therefore, the cost of 5 tins is 177.25. Now question number 7. We are given the charge for 1 kilometer journey is rupees 10.25. That is, taxi driver is charging rupees 10.25 for 1 kilometer journey, and we have to find out that how much amount of money will be charged by him for 96.5 kilometer journey. 1 kilometer journey का cost हमें पता है, so we can easily find out the cost of 96.5 kilometers. How? We are going to multiply these two numbers. So we have 96.5 into 10.25. So your answer after multiplying is 989.125, and we have 3 decimal places after the point. So we are going to put our decimal as 1, 2, 3. That makes the cost as 989.125. Now comes the division of decimal numbers. Now as you have learned that while multiplying the decimal number by 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 and so on, we move our decimal place towards the right. Whereas while doing the division of the decimal numbers, we are going to move towards the left. That is 6.175 divided by 100. So now we are going to move our decimal place towards the left. How many zeros are here? 2. So we are going to move our decimal place 2 places. That is 0.06175. Again we have 22.03 divided by 10,000. So we are going to move 4 places, 1, 2 and 2 zeros. That makes 0.002203. Now come to the exercise. Question number 1. 121.004 divided by 10. So we have to move one place, that is 1 0 is here, so we are going to move one place only, so to the left, and we have jumped to this, and that will make 12.1004. Next, 109.06 divided by 100, move 2 places towards the left, so that will be 1.0906. Next, we have 25.85 divided by 1000, so we have to move how many places? 3 places. So we are going to write 0.02585. Now question number 2. Now question number 2 is, we have to divide 14.8, that is the decimal number, by 2. How we are going to do is, I have written 14.8 divided by 2 as 14.8 upon 2. We are going to remove this decimal. So for that I have written multiply by 10 upon multiply by 10. Alright, so we have written 10 in the numerator as well as in the denominator. What will happen now? 14.8 into 10 will be 148 and 2 into 10 will be 20. So when you have cut, you are going to get your answer as 37 upon 5, and the answer is 7.4 when you are going to divide it. Next question, 242.90 divided by 14. Again, what we have done, 242.90 upon 14. Now we have to remove this decimal. So what we have done, since we have 2 decimal places, so we have written into 100 into 100. So what will happen, we have 24290 upon 1400. 0 got cancelled with 0. So we are left with 2429 upon 140. Here we have divided 2429 by 140. We get our answer as 17.35. Now question number 3, 61.68 divided by 1.2. That is, we are dividing the decimal number by the decimal number only. So we have written 61.68 upon 1.2. Now what we are doing, we are removing these decimal places. So when we remove this decimal place, what will happen? We have 2 decimal places, so we are going to write 100 in the denominator. When you are going to remove the decimal place from the denominator, we have only one place here, so we are going to write 10 in the numerator. So what are we left with? 6168 upon 12 into 10, that will give you 514 upon 10. So therefore we have 51.4 as our answer. Now 85.5408 divided by 17.04. Again we are going to write it as 85.5408 divided by 17.04. जब आपने ऊपर का डेसिमल हटाया तो हमने नीचे लिखा 1 2 3 4 places we have 10,000. जब हमने नीचे का डेसिमल हटाया तो हम ऊपर क्या लिखेंगे? 2 places we have, so 100. When you are going to solve it, you will be left with 502 divided by 100, which will give you 5.02 as your answer. Now word problem again. We have length of a ribbon given to us. The total length is 0.8 meter. We have cut this ribbon into 2 equal pieces, and length of one piece we need to find out. So how will you find out? अब आपको एक पूरा ribbon का length दे रखा है, and we have cut that into 2 pieces, 2 equal pieces. So that means we have to divide the length of the total ribbon by 2. So that is what we have done, 0.8 divided by 2 meters. So we have written 0.8 upon 2. Again we are going to remove the decimal. So we have written into 10 into 10. That will give you 0.4 meters. Therefore length of one piece is 0.4 meters. Now see question number 8. We are given cost of 24 bottles as rupees 783.60, and we need to find the cost of one bottle. सो 24 बॉटल्स की कॉस्ट हमें पता है और 1 की निकालनी है. सो वी आर गोइंग टू डिवाइड 783.60 बाय 24. सो व्हेन यू विल डिवाइड इट यू विल गेट द कॉस्ट ऑफ 1 बॉटल एज ₹32.65. Now exercise 4.4, question number 1. Now we're given that Rakesh has purchased 3 books at ₹35.60 each and 2 pencils at ₹4.50 each, and we have to find the total money spent by him. Now we are given the cost of 1 book as ₹35.60. So we have find the value of 3 books, that is ₹35.60 into 3, that will give you 106.80. We are also given that cost of 1 pencil is ₹4.50. Therefore, cost of 2 pencils will be 4.50 into 2, that is ₹9. Now, how you are going to find the money spent by Rakesh? We are going to add the cost of 3 books and the cost of 2 pencils, that is ₹115.80. Therefore, Rakesh has spent ₹115.80. Now question number 2. In question number 2, we are given the length and breadth of a rectangular metal sheet is 4.6 meters and 2.4 meters respectively. So first we are going to find the area of a rectangular sheet. Since the sheet is in rectangular shape, so the area will be length into breadth. So 4.6 into 2.4 meters, that will give you 11.04 meter square. Now we are also given that the cost per square meter is ₹2.50. So when we know the 1 meter square metal sheet cost ₹2.50, so we can also find the cost of 11.04 meter square metal sheet. So we have multiplied 2.50 into 11.04, that will give you ₹27.6. Now question number 5. Sheila measures a whiteboard with her handspan and finds that it is 28 handspan long. Her handspan is 18.4 centimeter long. Now handspan is जब हम हाथ से इस तरह से मेजर करते हैं, दैट इज़ द नंबर ऑफ हैंड स्पैन्स कितने हैं उसके शीला के 28, और एक हैंड स्पैन कितना लेंथ है 18.4 सेंटीमीटर. और अब हमें वाइट बोर्ड की लेंथ निकालनी है. Now the total number of hand spans is 28 and one hand span's length is 18.4 centimeter. So to find the length of a whiteboard, what we are going to do is we are going to multiply the number of hand spans with the length of one hand span, which will give you the length of total 28 hand spans, that is 515.2 centimeters. So therefore the length of a whiteboard is 515.2 centimeter long. Now question number 9. Now in question number 9, we are given that the distance covered with 1 liter of petrol is 10 kilometers and we need to find the distance covered with 7.5 liter of petrol. So what we are going to do? We are going to multiply 7.5 by 10, that is 75 kilometers. In the next part, we have to find the petrol needed to travel how many meters? 900 meters. Now we know that petrol needed to travel 10 kilometers, that is 10,000 meters is 1 liter, and petrol needed to travel 1 meters कितना हो जाएगा? 1/10,000 liters. Then we'll multiply 900 meters, that is petrol need to travel 900 meters will be 1/10,000 into 900 liters. So that will give you 9/100, which will be 0.09 liters. This is how you do in your unitary method. The same has been applied here. Now exercise 4.5, here you have to do certain conversions. Now see your first question, A part. We are given 4.51 kilometers and we have to convert it into meters. Now we know that 1 kilometer is 1000 meters. So 4.51 kilometer will be 4.51 into 1000 meters. So we have 3 zeros here, so we are going to move our decimal 3 places, so that will be 4510 meters. B part, we have 3.75 meters to centimeters. So 1 meter is how many centimeters? 100 centimeters. So we are going to multiply 3.75 by 100, that will give you 375 centimeter. Next, we have 1.435 grams to milligrams. Now we know that 1 gram is equal to how many milligrams? 1000. So we have multiplied 1.435 grams by 1000 milligrams. That will give you, move your decimals 3 places, so 1435 milligrams. Next, we have 12.5 liters to kiloliters. Now we have 1 liter is equals to how many kiloliters? 1 upon 1000 kiloliters, that will be 12.5 liters. So here we are going to divide it, that is 12.5 divided by 1000 kiloliters, which will give you 0.0125 kiloliters, because while dividing we move towards the left. Now come to question number 2. We are given that the capacity of milk in one packet is 2.25 liters, and we have to find the capacity of milk in 5 packets. So we have multiplied 2.25 liters by 5, and we get the capacity of 5 packets as 11.25 liters. We are also given the capacity of one bottle is 325 milliliters, and we have to fill how many bottles? 40 bottles. That means how much milliliters of milk will be needing? Will be needing 325 into 40 milliliters, that is 13,000 milliliters. When we are going to convert it into liters, that is when you are going to divide it by 1000, you will get how many liters? 13 liters. But we have how much? 11.25 liters. That means how much more milk we need? We'll be needing 13 liters minus 11.25, that is we'll be needing 1.75 liters of more milk. Now question number 5, we are given the area of a field is 256.2 into 185.5, that is this is your length and this is your width. So we have find the area of a field as 47525.1 meter square, and we are saying that area left for a temple will be half of the total area of the field. Now we have already found the total area of the field, and what will be the half? So half into area of a field will be half into 47525.1 meter square, that will be 23762.55 meter square. Therefore the area for a temple is this. Now exercise 4.6, this exercise is of simplification. So while simplifying we always use BODMAS, so here also we are going to apply the same. We have 2 upon 5 of 0.6 plus 2.4 upon 8 minus 0.2. So of means multiplication, so we are writing 2 upon 5 into 0.6 plus 2.4 upon 8 minus 0.2. Now in the next step we are removing the decimals. So it will be 2 upon 5 into 6 upon 10 plus 24 upon 8 into 10 minus 2 upon 10. Then we have 12 upon 50 plus 24 upon 80 minus 2 by 10. I have written 24 upon 80 as 3 by 10. So when we are going to take the LCM of 50 and 10, it will be 50. So we have 12 plus 15 minus 10. This you have already studied in fractions chapter. So we have 17 upon 50 is equal to 0.34. Now by using the another method also you can do it very simply. So we have 2 upon 5 into 0.6 plus 2.4 upon 8 minus 0.2. Now when you are going to multiply 2 by 0.6, we will be having 1.2 upon 5 plus 2.4 divided by 8 will be 0.3 minus 0.2. So when you are going to solve this 1.2 upon 5, it will be 0.24 plus 0.3 minus 0.2 is equal to 0.34. So both ways your answer will be the same. Whichever method you will find easy, you can use it. Now see the next one, D part. We have 1 by 2 plus 2 whole 4 by 5 divided by 0.5 into 1.5 minus 0.5 into 5 divided by 2.5 of 15 by 25. So according to BODMAS, first we are going to solve our brackets. So I have written this as 1 by 2. This is in mixed fraction. तो आप इसे improper में करोगे, that will be 5 to the 10 plus 4 will be 14 upon 5 divided by 0.75. When we have multiplied these two decimal numbers, we get 0.75 minus 0.75 divided by 2.5 ऑफ की जगह आ गया, multiply 15 by 25. Now the mostly students make a mistake, like we are going to subtract this, that 0.75 got cancelled with 0.75. No, according to BODMAS, after off and your bracket will come your division. So we have taken the LCM here in the bracket. So it is 10. 2 or 5 ka LCM is 10. So we have 5 plus 28 divided by 0.75 minus 0.75 divided by, we have removed the decimal here, so we have 25 upon 10 into 15 upon 25. When you're going to solve this bracket, you'll be left with 3 upon 2. And here we have 33 upon 10. So in the next step, we have 3.3 divided by 0.75 minus 0.75 divided by 1.5. Now we are going to solve our divisions first. So 3.3 divided by 0.75 will be 4.4 minus 0.75 divided by 1.5 will be 0.5. So when you are going to subtract it, it will be 3.9. Now coming to run through, we have question number 11. So we are going to certain questions which you might find difficult to do it. So question number 11, we are given a 2.5 meter long rod is cut into a few equal pieces. If each piece is 0.25 meter long, find the number of pieces. Now we are given the total length of a rod, which is 2.5 meters, and length of one piece is also given to you, which is 0.25 meters, and we have to find out that how many pieces we have cut the rod into. So the formula for that is total length of a rod divided by length of one piece, that is 2.5 divided by 0.25, which will be 10. When you're going to solve it, your answer will be 10. So therefore we have 10 pieces. Now come to question number 16. We are given the sum of two decimal numbers is 10.35. If one number is 5.9 times the other one, find the numbers. So here we have written the sum given to us is 10.35 and one number हमने let कर लिया, let it be x. Other number we are given 5.9 times the other, that is 5.9 times is into x. Now also we are given, according to the question, that the sum of two numbers, that is first number is x plus 5.9x, that is the other number, is equal to 10.35. So this has become the linear equation now. So you're going to do the solution like 6.9x is equal to 10.35. So we'll take 6.9 to the right side. That will be x is equal to 10.35 divided by 6.9, which will give you 1.5. So therefore the first number, that was x, is 1.5, and the other number, that was 5.9. x will be 5.9 into 1.5, which gives you 8.85. Now see question number 18. We are given that Tina's father gave her some money. She bought a pencil costing rupees 2.50 and a chocolate costing rupees 3 with her share, and was left with rupees 15.60. How much money was given by her father? So we have to find out the total money the father gave to Tina. Now what was the cost of a pencil? It was 2.50. The cost of a chocolate was 3. What was the amount left with her? Rupees 15.60. So when we are going to add all these three numbers, decimal numbers, we'll get the total amount of money given by her father. So we have added 2.50, 3 and 15.60, which gives us rupees 21.10. Now come to question number 21. We are given what number divided by 520 gives the same quotient as 85 divided by 0.625. So let the required number be x. So according to the question, what is given to us? That the number divided by 520 gives the same quotient as 85 divided by 0.625. So it will be again a linear equation. So x upon 520 is equals to 85 upon 0.625. So when you are going to solve this linear equation, the required number will be 70,720. So students, so this was the explanation of the chapter decimals. If you find any difficulty while doing this chapter, kindly revert back and ask for the problems. Thank you.